Rock Solid Radio wants to thank Casey's Outdoor Solutions. Casey's is a premier garden center and gift shop located in Lawrenceburg, Indiana. They offer a wide selection of high-quality plants, landscaping materials, and home decor. They do amazing high-quality work and can help you transform your indoor and outdoor living spaces into something beautiful. So stop by Casey's Outdoor Solutions today and let them know you appreciate their support for Rock Solid Radio. Visit Casey's today at 21481 State Line Road, Lawrenceburg, Indiana. Welcome to Rock Solid Radio, and this is Merle Hutchinson sitting alongside my, am I allowed to say it? Am I allowed to say it?
What?
Lovely Linda.
Well, yes, you can say lovely Linda.
Okay.
You can call me, just don't call me late for dinner.
No.
No. Hey, honey.
Yeah.
So I'm going to do this on camera so that you can't back out.
Wait.
I have a project for you.
I do have the editing rights.
That's true, you do. Yeah, maybe you should teach me how to do that.
No.
But I do have a project for you.
The word project, all of a sudden my heart just went.
You are so good, so handy. I mean, you've built our set, you've remodeled our basement,
guys, you hear this?
I think that it's time for Linda to have a she shed.
What? Where did that come from? A she shed?
Well, I didn't even know what a she shed was until I started seeing those commercials where that she shed's burning down, and
that's a good commercial right there. It's burning down.
But I think I could use a she shed.
You get a she shed when I get a man cave. So, I think if you said she shed like a bunch
Don't
of
say
times,
that really
you might
fast.
say something wrong.
Don't say that really fast. People don't like us.
So where
if
did
we
you
cuss.
come up with the idea of a she shed? Help me out here.
Well,
I don't think I've ever heard you say she shed.
Well, I didn't even really know what that was.
Yeah, what is a she shed?
But it's like your space, like your own private space for you to do whatever.
You already have a house. What else do you need?
Well, there's a lot of people in that house.
So really, just keep the house and get rid of the people.
Oh, that would be bad.
Oh.
I hope our kids don't hear this. But no, I think that it's a perfect thing I think we really want to talk about today, about having space and time for ourselves. And how do we balance that in our family and our marriage? So that's actually our topic today. Yeah,
actually, we are going to have some fun with this, but also in a serious conversation about the purpose behind it and the effectiveness of what happens when you have your place, your she shed or the man cave. But there is a huge caution in this show, and I think we probably have to spend a considerable amount of time on the caution because we've been seeing this more and more in our office. And so, again, we are going to talk about these spaces and this time for ourselves, but there's going to be a little caveat behind there.
I was just going to use that word.
Yeah, well, I did. I took it.
Speaking of which, if you did not listen to last week's show with Father Jonathan Meyer, you need to check it out because
you mean
Merle
the rock star?
Well, he didn't like that word very much.
But he ran with it.
But no, he taught us a new vocabulary word, and I'm not going to give away the word because I'd have a hard time saying it.
Magnanimity?
Oh gosh, you just gave it away.
I'm sorry.
You needed to go back and listen to that show because honestly, I was kind of taken back. I didn't think it was a real word, and we looked it up afterwards.
Oh yeah,
and he of course defined it for us. But then it was an awesome show, and we really encourage you to go back. And Father Meyer is an amazing role model for our kids and other families, and we just are really thankful that he came on our show.
Yeah, sometimes when we think about our purpose in life, we think about impacting the big world, and I think some of that comes from Hollywood and being rich, being famous, being out there, and really, we are called to impact whatever space we're in, and impact that for Christ. And that, first and foremost, our belief is our family, our home. But Father Meyer, he's not all about the celebrity status, even though I tease him about the rock star. He's really about, what about my community right here? And that's a call out to everyone here that listens to this, is that, just start in your home.
Yeah.
Start in your home, start in your workplace, start in your community. If you can work to impact that place in a positive way, that's really your start of your calling.
Start with what God's given you and where he's put you, and don't expect something more. Speaking of the billionaires, hon, I don't know if you were listening to the news or heard that Bill and Melinda Gates, one of the richest couples in the world, are divorcing. And so that just is a reminder that no matter how much money you have and how much political status you have or whatever, at the end of the day, when you go home, you still have to be with yourself and those around you. So,
Well, and you have to treat those well. And I don't know all of the background information as to why that occurs or whatever. But I think you're right, hon. The money obviously does not protect anybody from a failed relationship. I think the big thing that helps prevent failed relationships is humility, that humble heart, that servant's heart. Like I said, and I'm not going to weigh in on that divorce because I just don't know enough to do that. But we do know, and I've said this many times, that at the root of every divorce is selfishness. And again, that's not an insult or a slam to somebody. We all are selfish, but not handling your selfishness right, feeling like somebody's not serving you well, or you're serving too much, or the combination of the two is what hurts people.
Yeah. So, well, we're going to get into some of that today, and where desires and our interests and what really fires us up, how that works in relationships. Whoa, yeah. Whoa. But before we do, we want to thank our sponsors. We first want to thank Casey's Outdoor Solutions for coming alongside Rock Solid Radio. They are a real rock star in our community, and Casey does a great job of just really being community minded. And so we thank you for really being a partner in us, Casey, and whatever we can do to support him, we want to do that. So we thank Casey's Outdoor Solutions.
Yeah, and also we want to thank Maxwell Construction for continuing to support our efforts here at Rock Solid Radio, as well as Rock Solid Families. Great support from them. Also just great family people, great community people. Hey, how about a little call out to their son, Leo, from John Jr.'s son, Leo, setting some records in the shot put and discus. So way to go, I know, Leo, you're probably not a regular listener to Rock Solid Radio, but you might be now.
There you go.
So good job, bud.
Shout out to you.
Okay, so let's get into the subject matter. All right. So the whole idea of man caves and she sheds. I really joke about the man cave thing. Honestly, I don't have a designated man cave, but if I have to be honest, I have multiple.
You have multiple little man caves.
Yeah, like I have the garage, I have my workshop, I have a workout room.
So thus the she shed. I think one little space would be good.
Knock yourself out. I'm pretty busy. I don't know if I can build it for you.
Yeah, here's the problem. I know a lot of women that have little she sheds, and it may not be like a shed out in the backyard, but maybe it's a room that they do their crafting in, or their quilting, or maybe their art projects, or, exercise or whatever that is, office. Hun, this is really become more prevalent with the whole quarantine and pandemic, where people have found themselves working from home. And so they've had to find a space where they can kind of wall off to be their workspace. And so maybe that's become your man cave or your she shed.
Right. And let's talk about the importance of that, kind of as you just alluded to. The idea of, as much as we talk about family and marriage and the importance of that, it absolutely is important. I mean, it's what we really truly believe. And our statistics bear it out in terms of the importance for our society. But it really even does go a step deeper, and it goes to the individuals. We have to be healthy individuals, even walking into a marriage, coming into the family. We have to be healthy. If we're not healthy, we're not able to do our function to take care of our responsibility. And so the purpose here, initially here, as we get rolling, is, and we want to be loud and clear about this, you've got to take care of yourself.
Yeah.
And, things in life either give you energy or suck energy out of you. Okay. That's just kind of how it is. Like certain things kind of excite you and you look forward to them.
Yeah.
And other things like, okay, well, I'm going to do it, but it's going to suck the energy out of me.
Like I was talking to someone recently who loves gardening. Like, oh my gosh, they love gardening. And
that just sucked the energy right out of you, didn't it?
That would literally suck the energy right out of me. Like nothing about that sounds exciting or fun.
Yeah, no, I mean, and I can think of a lot of things like that. Like, oh, that would be my worst nightmare.
Like somebody said something about they can't wait till Kings Island opens or get to go to Disney World.
No, that would
that for us just sucks the living daylights out of us.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. Oh, I can't go to Disney.
Even adults.
And I'm like,
adults.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
But, and again, and that's not judgment on any of it. We're all wired differently. And that's part of this initial part of the conversation. Each of us come with different traits, different characteristics. And we have to locate, identify those things. And we have to feed them, especially if those are the things that energize us.
Yep.
And so for that reason, to start things off, we want to be clear that we are saying we do advocate for your personal space, for your time, for your own interest. And we want you to have a foot into those things. We want you to exercise those things.
Yeah. And, you know, one of the first things I do, hon, with couples who are getting married, I use a curriculum called Prepare and Enrich. And so we go through some myth busting with couples who are getting married. You know, they got these rose-colored glasses on and they got these dreams of what their relationship's going to look like. And one of the things that really comes in that's a misconception is that my partner, my spouse, is going to meet all my needs for companionship.
Right.
All my needs. And we're just here to say that's not true.
Right.
That's not healthy. That you do need girlfriends and guy friends that are there to do life with as well. And you do need activities that you enjoy. You love running. I hate to run. Okay. I know. I tried. You tried to find a workout partner.
I think there's medication for you for that. That's terrible.
Let's just face it. It's just, I'm not your workout partner.
Yeah.
We tried.
Well, you still have both of your regular needs too. So.
Exactly. That's true. That's true. But we cannot expect our partner, our spouse, to meet all our needs. And so please hear us. We know that we all need alone time. We all need girlfriends. I need girlfriends. By the way, you do not need girlfriends.
Oh, man, I thought this was going to go down a different road.
You need guy friends, and you need to do things with guys. I need to do things with girls, but I can't let that come at the expense of my marriage or my relationship with Christ.
Yeah. So let's talk about going past the good side, the healthy side, the benefits of having your space, having your time. Those are good things, and we're even going to talk about how to make sure that those are better. But, hon, there's been a trend that I have seen. Yeah. I'm going to call it out. I've seen it. First, I saw it with men more often than women. And you know, about 2 years ago, I was like, oh, I don't know if that man cave thing is a good idea.
So healthy.
And what I started to recognize is sometimes personal space or our own hobbies or interests can actually put us into a deficit in the marriage, meaning that it sucks away or pulls away from what the ultimate purpose and benefit could be to the marriage. So maybe let me just give an example to help clarify. So I have worked with many men and many that have a man cave or personal space like that. And somewhere in the session, it'll come up that, well, when I get done with dinner or whatever, as soon as I come up from work, you know, I kick off my boots and I go down to my man cave, or I go out to my workshop or my wood shop or my weight room. I go out there and really, I've kind of got that place set up really cool now. I mean, I've got a refrigerator, I've got a TV, and the next thing you know, it starts to come out that is kind of where they are hiding. Instead of doing whatever that intended purpose was there, like building a wood project or working out, which might be an hour or two, whatever. But the idea is this is now the place that I hide.
Hiding place, I was just going to say.
And so all of a sudden we start to recognize in our work, that man cave's starting to take on a different meaning behind it, which ultimately is something's wrong with the marriage, or something's going to be wrong with
Yep.
the marriage if we don't recognize what this is about.
Yep.
And not to throw guys completely under the bus, I have to say I've run in more than my share of ladies who have, the she shed is somewhat of a new term, but they will resort back to, typically in my work, back to their bedroom,
Yep.
back to an art or craft room. And that's where they will go hide.
Yep.
And spend hours. And I've had ladies like, well, I do. I have a little refrigerator back there, and I could be there all day if I had to. And it's like, oh, okay, wait a minute. This personal space is kind of going out of bounds now.
Yeah, for sure. And, you speak about the ladies, and ladies, we will retreat back to a room. We'll shut the door, and then all of a sudden they get on this phone and they just start scrolling. They almost disappear in another world, whether it be on Facebook or Pinterest or Instagram or Snapchat or whatever, depending on your age. It seems to be like that's the priority over my husband who just walked in the door from work, or my kids who are asking where I am. And all of a sudden it's like I can't cope. I can't deal with what's going on outside that room. And so we find ourselves running and hiding from reality.
And I think it's kind of an interesting little scenario, because all the time, frequently, we talk about the setup for the kids in the house. And we talk about pretty much under no circumstance have we found it to be good to have TV screens, computer screens in a kid's room.
Yep.
And here
used to be the day of phones, but now the phone goes with you. So
right. Well, and even that, the phone is not a
Right.
good thing to have in your kid's room. And the reason that we find, and again, if you're doing this and you want to come up with the reasons why you do it, but playing it out long term, we have seen it just time and time again that all of a sudden, especially in the teen years, they start to seclude and wrap themselves into and away from the family.
Yep.
I can go to my room, and I have my own entertainment center. I have the ways to kind of just get away from people and escape. And here's the deal. I mean, we see the direct correlation between the breakdown in the family relationship with that kid. We see depression.
Yep.
We see anxiety. We see withdrawal from social situations, such as one of the very common things we are hearing these days is, I think I'm just going to quit school and be schooled online or homeschooled or something like that. And it starts in that seclusion part.
Yeah, because they can sleep till 11, do homework or work for a couple hours, and then they could stay in their room and hang out. And, they don't have to talk to anybody. They don't have to deal with any, because this is where the bullies come from. Well, there's bullies at school, so I'm going to stay home. I'm going to isolate. I'm going to live and retreat into this world. That's not healthy. It's not healthy for our kids. It's not healthy for our marriages, our families. We're doing more and more of that.
Right. Bullying's not healthy, but
No.
teaching somebody how to work with and deal with a bully is a lifetime skill and benefit. So anyway, the correlation that we're just trying to draw here is the same things that we're talking about for kids and not wanting them to be isolated. All of a sudden, we have recognized more and more in our practice that we see adults doing the exact same thing.
Yep.
And thus the she shed man caves, okay? And so we really are wanting to put a spotlight on that to say, and we're going to question like, okay, so what is the level of appropriateness? How do I pursue this? Let's be very clear. We are not saying no to that space.
Right.
Okay.
Because you have many.
Right. Yeah. Don't take that away from me. No. But actually what is going on in there and what is the amount of time that's taking place in there, those are the things that we want to get into.
Yeah. I mean, we have seen couples walking into our practice that have been married 20, 30, 40, 50 years, and they're coexisting. I mean, they wouldn't even say they're in a healthy place, but the way they've actually been able to survive is literally coexisting in these separate she shed man caves and just literally doing life separately.
Yeah.
And that's not healthy. And I'm not saying the answer is to give up and to move out. I'm not saying that answer at all. I'm saying let's come out of the she shed, let's come out of the man cave and start doing life together. And yes, you might find that you don't even know who each other are anymore. I mean, maybe you've been living in separate bedrooms for months and years. And yes, that's going to cause conflict coming back together. But get some help for that, because I don't want you to have to settle for coexisting in your own little worlds.
I think this is a call out, hun, because there's a reason why they went into this personal space, the she shed, the man cave, okay? And coming out of that just invokes anxiety and fear, okay? And that right there is the call out by us here at Rock Solid Families to say, please go get help. That right there, we have to recognize that there's a reason why you went off to your cave. And so let's give you guys the skills, the tools, the ways to get through that, because they can be handled, all right? But it takes a willingness to step out of the cave to do that.
But, and maybe you're listening to this and you're not feeling anxious about coming out of the cave. Maybe you really had no clue that this was slowly disintegrating your relationship, okay? Then this is a wake-up call. We did a show back a while ago called Slow Fade, how we slowly start to just separate and kind of fade away from each other and our spouse. And so maybe this is your wake-up call to say, no, that's not my intention. That's not what I want for my marriage. We have a good marriage. I just didn't even think about it. And so I'm going to be intentional about coming out of that man cave, coming out of that she shed, and making sure our kids and our marriage is realigned and refocused.
I want to point it out. I mean, we're guilty of everything we talk about on this show. And so part of, we do not necessarily retreat into the space as much as we retreat into the work. And so it might be 8:30, 9 o'clock, 9:30, and we retreat into work. Linda will go just to the kitchen table and just get pounding away on stuff and doing stuff. Or I might go and be working on videos and stuff like that. And the idea that we qualify that and we rationalize that is as guilty as anyone else going down and hiding in their cave. And here's the reason. The reason is, there is purpose in when we talk about quality time. But there is also purpose in just time. Just time together, especially when people's love language is quality time, wanting to feel like they are connected, all right? And so sometimes that can just seem like so lame, like you just want me to hang out and watch TV? Yeah, pretty much. So this goes outside of space, but also goes into hobbies and interest, all right? And so let's just not get caught into the physical space. This could be very much you just drifting into your interest. And again, I get why you are. It's motivating. It's like it feeds my fire. But in a family, we have more to feed.
But let's make it clear. We're not saying, because you said about just sitting and watching TV, we got to be careful that we don't distract that hard conversations, that quality time of eye-to-eye contact. Going to a movie and sitting alongside each other in a dark place is not going to connect you guys intimately, emotionally. So it's important that you give each other that quality time and that attention. Sometimes we use kids, babies, or TV or computers or work or whatever as a distraction, and we really need to make sure that we give each other what that partner needs. So
right. Yeah, the movie time itself may not be time where you're connecting, but the actual date night where you were together could be what adds the quality.
Yeah.
So all of what we're talking about is not stuff that just Linda and I decided to create and make it important. Christ reminds us time and time again in Scripture about how often he had to get away, how often he had to, I like to use the phrase, recharge his batteries. They didn't have batteries then, did they? That's kind of weird. But how he had to get filled back up, whether he went away into the garden, whether he had to go out to the sea, whatever it is, he had to separate, he had to get quiet time, and he had to pray. He had to have conversation with God. And there's just numerous scriptures where Jesus is put, that picture is being drawn for us. There's a reason for that. He's trying to settle down the busyness and the chaos of life.
So we're saying protect that time for yourself, Okay, we don't want you just to be all about everybody else. You've got to have some time for yourself to recharge that battery, as Merle said. And so we want you to do that, but we don't want that to be an excuse or a facade on something deeper that's going on. Why are you not turning the TV off and talking to your spouse? Why are you not coming out of your man cave or she shed and having conversation? Why are you not sitting around the dinner table with your kids and asking them questions about their day? And so we want you to protect that with boundaries, healthy boundaries, where you're saying no to something else, maybe a buddy that's calling, or, somebody wants you to do something for work that you say no, because it's dinner time for my family, or my wife and I have a date night tonight. And so we want to protect that. So we want you to have that time, but we also want you to prioritize, one, your relationship with Christ. Mm-hmm. And so if everything else gets pushed ahead of that, then it's time to reprioritize. And then two, your marriage is second. I tell couples this all the time. Everything else is on the table and up for discussion, whether it be your job hours or your job location, whether it be you're serving on the PTO board. Like, it's a great thing, but if it comes before your marriage, then it's off the table. And that's where you have to really be focused on prioritizing.
Yeah. Let's talk a little bit about the boundaries on our hobbies and other interests. Okay. So again, we're advocating that we do these things, all right? But at what expense? And so these are boundaries where I have to ask myself some simple questions. What is my interest, my hobby, my time away doing at the expense of my kids, right? Am I missing ball games? Am I
because you have 5 softball games in a week?
Yeah, I don't, but yeah, if
no,
you did,
I'm just saying.
Yeah. The idea that we see this a lot, like with golf. Golf, man, it's a bit, and golf takes a lot of time. And so guys will rationalize the idea of, I'm going to step out on Sunday morning and I'm going to go play 18 holes of golf, which is going to take me 4 or 5 hours. And if mom wants to take the kids to church, fine. Okay, that's another sign. And again, it's not trying to be holier than thou. It's trying to establish what you're saying is important to you and what you're trying to relay to your wife and to your kids, in the case of, if I'm referring to our men here.
And that's a perfect example, hon, because as a children's minister, I saw a lot of kids either being dropped off, brought by their grandparents, or one by one spouse because the other one is out golfing or boating or doing something that showed the kids, okay, hey, God is good and important for you, but for me, I've got plans. And so we really are going to have to show that by our actions to our spouse and our kids.
Yeah. Once you really start to identify exactly what your personal thing is, your space or your interest, then, we really want to advocate, protect it. Do the right things to protect it. Protecting it on the calendar. All right. I know people who, like, on Wednesday afternoon for 2 hours, they that's their golf time, or that's their time to go do something. It is on the calendar. It is protected. Yeah, you need to do that. There are people who, that they wake up and their first half hour or hour of the day is a protected time of the day. That is their time. All right. So yes, put it on the calendar or in the schedule, and then protect it. Take care of it. Yep. Okay. If it is your personal space, like on our gym, or it's like, take care of it. Show other people that you think this is valuable.
Yeah. But again, if it's at the expense of your marriage or your family, it needs to be negotiable or willing to be off the table. Because again, long term, yes, you need time, you need space, you need hobbies, but we've got to keep the priorities, the main thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
And when we do that, our spouse feels loved and empowered, and our family feels connected and thriving, and then you can go do these things that you enjoy. But people need to know, the important people in your life, that they are a priority.
Yeah. So the next part of this is the whole idea of understanding your personal space or your interest, and asking the question, examine the question here, what am I doing when I'm there, and why am I doing it? And this is an honest question, because the surface answer might be, well, I'm in my workshop building a project, or I'm doing this because I need some space. The question might, if you really start digging into it, is, I just don't want to be around my wife.
Yeah, my
or
kids
my
drive me
kids
crazy.
drive me crazy. And again, I ask you to be honest with that. You shouldn't feel bad about that, because the next part of it, we need to figure out why, and is there a way that we can help that situation? Do you need to do something differently? Do the kids need to do something differently? Okay. But that, if we don't fix that, it's going to just continue to move down the road farther and farther and farther until we get, 20, 30, 40 years of people moving away from instead of towards.
Yeah. So our twofold challenge this week is really, first, are you taking time for yourself? Do you have some protected time that you are recharging your batteries and really fulfilling you? Okay. But then secondly, are you prioritizing the important people in your life? Are you spending time with the Lord? Are you making sure your spouse knows that she is a priority? Or are you running and hiding from difficult relationships or difficult situations? That's not healthy. And that's, in the long run, not going to do anything for your family or your marriage.
Right. So when you go through and you're assessing your own challenges, you just always need to be asking yourself, is this making me a better spouse? Is this making me a better parent? Or is it taking away from my parenting? Is it taking away from my marriage? And you just have to be really honest with it. And I think very important to say, does it diminish my relationship with God? Is my time on the golf course, is that coming at the expense of me having a little bit of quiet time with God?
And by the way, we're not talking just about hobbies here. We're also talking about work. Is your workplace, is your work schedule healthy for your family? Because I know a lot of folks who work third shift and their marriages are in crisis. And if I was that couple, I'd be looking like, hey, that may be on the table. We may need to reevaluate, because we want to sleep in bed together. We want to be together at night together. So it might even be just your work schedule that needs to have some evaluation and reprioritizing.
Yeah. Like you said, everything's on the table, and it's there for a bigger picture.
Yes.
Okay. All right. So I don't know. Did I convince you that you really don't need a she shed?
Well, maybe you can share one of your man caves with me.
You're in one right now. You're good.
Yeah.
All right.
So as we close, we just want to thank our sponsors again, Casey's Outdoor Solutions and Maxwell Construction, for coming along Rock Solid Radio and providing hopefully what you think and what we think is important messages for your family, for your marriage, for our community. So we thank them.
All right. So thanks again for listening to Rock Solid Radio, building a stronger community, one family at a time. Make it a great day.
God bless.
You think you're Father Meyer or something now, don't you?
I liked that when he said that.
I'm going to banish you to your she shed.
Are you going to build me one?
No.
Rock Solid Radio wants to thank Maxwell Construction, who has been our sponsor since the very beginning. For over 30 years, Maxwell has delivered the highest quality projects by holding to their core values of customer satisfaction, positive attitude, respect, and excellence. So if you have any kind of commercial construction need, give Maxwell Construction a call today at 812-537-2200.